Hello ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here bringing another StarCraft commentary. This is going to be set 2 of SK Telecom 1 and Samsung Khan. Samsung Khan currently is a 1-0 lead as turned defeated best in the first game on Sniper Ridge. Here in set 2 we're going to go on to Electric Circuit, and in the bottom right hand corner of the 4-player map we have Bisu in red for SKT1. In the top right in teal we have for Samsung Khan Grape. Grape has appeared, and I know a lot of Samsung Khan fans have actually been clamoring a little bit to see a little bit more of Grape. We haven't seen him a whole lot. We've been seeing some more of Brave recently than Grape, and I think that's rubbed some Samsung Khan fans the wrong way. I think they've wanted to see a little bit more, some more Grape. So here's your chance. Unfortunately, he is going against Bisu, which is just a tough draw. But here is a chance for Grape to show us what he's got. If he can play a good, tough game, even if he loses, I think that will give Samsung Khan fans some confidence in their young Protoss player, and if there aren't enough Protoss players at Samsung Khan already, with Jangbi and Stork still hopefully to come at some point in this series. But Grape so far this year has actually had some pretty bad luck. Like I said, this is actually maybe I didn't mention this is only his third game this season, and his first two were also PvPs, both losses to Free and Harang too. So that is quite the who's who of PvPers there for your first three sets in a season. Free, Harang 2, and Bisu. So far he's 0 for 2. If he can win this one, gives Samsung Khan a 2-0 lead. If he goes 1 for 3 out of those three games to start, I think that would be pretty awesome for Grape. That'll just be fantastic. I think he'll be very confident and very happy with himself if he's able to pull that off. Here in this PvP, it looks like we're going to be playing pretty standard PvP. You see a lot less proxy cheeses in PvP than you do in other maps. Much less conducive to it, and I feel like that was something about January, we love you, you are the greatest and most beautiful woman on the face of the planet placards, because that's usually what it is, and then they flash over to January and she gets all embarrassed. But yeah, you certainly do see a lot less cheese in PvP. You're more likely to see proxy techs hide your Citadel with Dune and your Templar archives for DTs, something like that, than you are to do anything else. And there's I Love Bunky SKT fighting. Hello from Australia. And I think he said something about Nanoshin, so that's pretty cool. I think that was a shout out to Nanoshin, the streamer, who, if you do watch games live, I'm sure at TeamLiquid.net, you know all about Nanoshin, and he is one of the best streamers, very consistent, and he streams just about every game, so it's pretty awesome, Nanoshin over there. I'm glad he got a shout out from his friend in Australia that happens to be in Korea now, so that's pretty cool. Cybernex Core just now cutting up for Bisu. We saw Grape actually go for it earlier, and this is something Jangbi and Stork have been doing as well, where you don't actually get your first Zealot and just go Core first, and you get your Dragoon out earlier. You're missing the Zealot that is going to be apparent for the other player, but you are able to put a little bit more pressure on. It's just one of those builds where you get the Dragoons out a little bit earlier, you get a little bit more pressure, and then when your opponent starts to get their Dragoons and they have the Zealot, then you do eventually have to produce your own Zealot as well in order to counteract that. It's just kind of a cool little change that you'll sometimes see. Jangbi and Stork, like I said, have both used in the past. Jangbi a couple times recently, and Stork I've also seen him do it as well. And so it looks like that's going to be a Samsung Khan thing, a wrinkle that they have in their build. It's one of those little just change-ups that you can throw your opponent's way that will kind of mess up their timing. They'll have to play from behind, at least in terms of Dragoon range, because you will have it earlier than them. And it's just one of those things where you got to make your opponent think a little bit more. You go in there with your game plan, and your opponent now has to react to you. I actually always think that that's a good idea in StarCraft at the professional level. If you can make your opponent react to you, if you can get them to change anything in their build and mess up their timing at all, I think that's always a great thing if you can do that early on. So I like that sort of thing coming from Samsung Khan here. Their Protoss is doing that more recently. And here comes his Dragoon, but this probably is not the best idea for Grape. Gonna exchange shots and then run away, because that Zealot is not gonna let him do much of anything. He's got to wait for his Dragoon range to finish, and there's a 4-gate Goon coming from Bisu, throwing down 3 more gateways. So he's gonna go up for 4-gate Goon. We've got 2-gate and a Robo right now coming in for Grape. If he gets he's gonna have to go Robotics Facility and then Support Bay. If he goes Observers first, this is gonna be deadly dangerous for him. But as long as he's able to get the get the support bay first. And here he comes, actually coming in here, taking some pot shots as a Dragoon. I actually like that, not able to do any true damage to it, but certainly did take out all of the shield. And it looks like he's going to use his Dragoon range very, very effectively. Look at that. You can see how he does have range first, and he's doing a pretty good job here of pecking at that Zelt. The Zelt is half dead through all of his shields and half dead as well. 4 Dragoons out now for Grape. Grape really getting aggressive here. He's got to, and until the 4 greets for Bisu kick in, he's going to be able to do this. And here he comes, just trying to pick off more Dragoons. Picks off 2 Dragoons, loses one of his own. And will he lose the other one? No, he will not. So he's going to be able to do some more damage here. Grape really doing a really nice job here, microing, doing an excellent job. I hope he finishes off a couple of these units. Actually, he was doing a great job and needs to kill. It's really Grape. Come on, kill something. Thank you. There we go. So Grape runs out with 1 Dragoon left. Actually, could kill off that Zealot if he clicked on it. He'd see how low that Zealot's life is, and he could actually pick that off as well. But I actually like that that micro from Grape, and that's going to keep Bisu's Dragoon count low. And every round now, Bisu's Dragoon advantage is going to be a little bit less, and I think right now Grape knows exactly what he knows that there's either 3 or 4 Get Goon coming his way, and he's got to be like, okay, I think it's time to back off. And where's the support bay? Where's the tech? We saw the robo finish. We see something somewhere. Another probe going out for a scout. I gotta think that he knows that there's at least 3 gates back there when 3 Dragoons suddenly appear out of nowhere, and you think you've killed them all. It usually means that there's at least 3 gates back there. So there's the support bay. Robotics facility is going to be producing a shuttle right now. Going to pop out with a with a Reaver soon enough. So Bisu's got some work to do immediately. He's got to push out right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. He knows the timing. He knows he's got to get over there and start doing some damage. And Grape just needs to hold his choke. If he can just put a nice arch of Dragoons around there, and if he can bide some time for his Reaver to come out, I think he'll be in pretty good shape. Here he goes. He is going to be on the retreat. Go back to his choke. I think this is the proper move. I just want to see him just ring the choke. There you go. Just arch around and play defensively as much as you can. And here comes some probes off the line a little bit early. This is definitely a little bit early. He's going to lose a pylon here. He's actually backing all the way up. Look at that. Throwing down that pylon there. That's actually a really nice spot for a pylon. What it does is, so if Bisu just A-walks into the base, it's going to take the Dragoons on the right side are just going to start shooting that one, and the Dragoons on the left will actually walk into the base. So actually a really coolly placed pylon there, taking advantage of the AI of the attack walk AI is going to really bug with it, that pylon. I actually really like that. It's kind of cool. Well played there by Grape here. And there we go. First Reaver is out, so he's got to be getting some Scarabs out, and he will be in really good shape. There's one Scarab getting off, picking off the Zealot. Now he just needs to aim his Scarabs at the biggest chunks of Dragoons that he can. There he goes. Picks off a couple more, and this Reaver's still going to be doing lots of damage. Needs to continue focusing it out. No, not the singles. He's shooting the single Dragoon. There's clumps of 2 and 3 Dragoons. Shoot the clubs. Shoot the clubs, Reaver. No, you lose the shuttle. Shoot the clubs. Oh my god, Grape. I think Grape might... Oh, come on, Grape. He's going to lose the Reaver. Gets one last shot off and does pick up 2 more Dragoons. He does lose the shuttle Reaver, but he's picked off almost all the Dragoons. But here comes the next round of Dragoons coming in for Bisu, and he's going to keep on the pressure here. And here comes some more probes up the line. There is another Reaver out. Needs to defend that Reaver as well as he can. Needs some Scarabs to be produced. Needs some Scarabs. There's one. Needs another Scarab, and he might actually be able to hold this if he can keep this Reaver alive. No, he does not. Cannot get the second Scarab off, so that Reaver unable to do the needed damage. So now it's just probes and Dragoon fighting off a lot more Dragoons, and it looks like just one left actually here for Bisu. And he's going to go ring around the rosy with it and hide away in the corner and take some pot shots with Grape's Dragoon here. And he's actually going to manage to keep the Dragoon from Grape in the back. Shield battery is up for Grape as well, so that will be huge. If he can get that Reaver out and get it defended with that shield battery, he actually could, this is becoming one of the most intense games that you'll see. Really, really well played. By Bisu, able to focus properly, and he was really spreading out his Dragoons pretty good there. That wasn't all Grape's fault. That was actually some pretty solid play from Bisu as well, by spreading up his Dragoons just a little bit, messing with Grape and making it difficult for Grape to really focus properly. And look at this micro from Bisu, picking off one Dragoon after another, despite the fact that there's a shield battery and probes in support. Doesn't even matter. He's doing a fantastic job of keeping the Dragoon count down. And there we go. Now the new Reaver is out for Grape. Now will he finally be able to keep his Reaver alive long enough to maybe actually collect a few Scarabs? There you go. Now you gotta move your Reaver back and keep it. Come on, Grape. Grape loses another Reaver for just one Dragoon, and this is starting to get a little bit disturbing. I think Grape's just losing too many Reavers. That's his third Reaver that he's lost in this game, and Grape is starting to run out of probes as well for his drills. Look at that. He's down to about 5 or 6 probes there in his drill. That isn't going to be much of a drill anymore, and it looks like he's maybe got what, a dozen left mining, as opposed to Bisu's probably 20 mining. So that's not good right now for Grape, and Bisu kind of not turned off the pressure a little bit here because he's put down a Nexus, so he's turned off the pressure a little bit. Still have 5 Dragoons in here, and he's going to come in once more, and he's going to lose one of his Dragoons and does not manage to pick off any of Grape, so this is better for Grape right now, but he does lose all those probes, man. He's just losing so many probes, and Grape really needs to use that shield battery properly and really needs to focus his shots. Bisu doing a better job really in this entire game, as we've developed into the later stages of this game at least. Bisu has just done a far better job with his Dragoon micro in terms of focusing his shots. There we go, we have another Reaver out for Grape, trying to hold it once more. Now he needs to get some Scarabs off. He needs to get some good Scarabs off, and that one is going to be good. Does manage to take it down, but he loses the Reaver again. 4 Reavers go down, and this is just getting a little bit brutal. Yeah, Bisu is just starting to build an advantage here, and Grape continues to pull off probes, which he must do in order to defend. However, he's just falling behind money-wise. You can just see that he's just falling behind, unable to really keep up with Bisu's macro, especially with Bisu getting that second base up. It's just, I mean, it's hard to see a way for Grape to win this game. Even if he gets a Reaver out and he's able to create a defense, there's just going to be so much money pouring into Bisu's coffers pretty soon that it's all but over at this point. Bisu up 20 supply, Bisu up a base, and look at that. I mean, that is not even close to full saturation for Grape at his 1 base, and Bisu's got 2 going, and they're probably both pretty well saturated at this point. Still has the 4 gates, pumping Dragoons, pumping them out, streaming them towards Grape's base, and it looks like he's actually on the attack again. Yes, he is, and Grape's got the better concave here, and he's got the shield battery, but what Bisu has is the dominant micro of his that is just obscene. This is just getting a little ridiculous, just how well Bisu is microing his Dragoons compared to Grape. It's just, it is amazing how well Bisu is playing in this game. His micro is just perfect in this game. This is really impressive. Another Reaver is out, and Bisu doesn't even care, going for the Dragoons anyways. And here come, basically this is the last of the probes, and they're almost all down, and Bisu's still just going for the Dragoons, even though, and he just picked off 2 Dragoons at once. I don't know if that was just random hold position luck that he managed to shoot properly to kill off both of them, or if that was just him microing that specific shot. That was awesome, and Bisu gets the win. Grape forced to GG, so Bisu evens the series up 1 game to 1 game. SKT versus Samsung Khan. We're going to go on to set 3. Bisu with some fantastic micro there. Going to go on to set 3 of this tied series. I will see you guys all there. And there's Bunky. Okay, I love Bunky. That's hilarious. Okay, well that's it. Gonna go on to set 3.